going on, guys? JD from New York here, and this is WWE Off The Script, episode number 51, part number 3, to close out your weekend, man. February 8th, 2015. Hope it was a great weekend for you guys. As you watch this on your Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, wherever you guys may be, I am probably recovering from a night full of cold beverages, man. Celebrated my birthday this weekend. Thank you guys for all the love and support you have given me. Off the Script is growing and growing and growing every week. And like I always say, man, we are the #1 goddamn fucking source on YouTube.com when it comes to WWE news and rumors. Not only news and rumors, but WWE 2K15 content, man. My universe and my career mode, without question. So thank you guys so much for all the love and support. We are on our way to 25,000 subscribers for Team JD, man. Thank you guys so much, all right? If you're not following me on Twitter, at JD from NY206, keep up to date on everything you guys see here on my channel. If you want up-to-date news and information on WWE, if you guys want the next video when it's coming out, and you know YouTube sub boxes are not broken like they usually are, you can keep up to date. Just follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, man, what the fuck are you waiting for, bro? Hit that subscribe button. #1 source, WWE content, right here, man. Now, I got news. I got news on The Undertaker. When is The Undertaker coming back, man? Everybody wants to know, JD, when is The Undertaker coming back? Is he really fighting Bray Wyatt at Wrestlemania 31? When is he coming back? When can we see him, etc., etc.? Well, I finally got that information for you guys. The official return of The Undertaker for WrestleMania 31 through the past couple of weeks. The Eater of Worlds, my man, Bray Wyatt, has cut a number of cryptic promos on Monday Night Raw. Something just went off. You gotta be fucking kidding me, man. Interruptions during Off the Script. I don't like it. Back on track. The Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt, has cut a number of cryptic promos. Each promo on Monday Night Raw and Thursday Night SmackDown. I keep calling it Friday Night SmackDown, man. I gotta get that out of my system. With each promo, it's becoming more and more evident that Wyatt is referencing The Undertaker, who was rumored to be a potential foe for Wyatt at WrestleMania 31 back in December of 2014, which I reported it right here on Off the Script. In a recent edition of the Wrestling Observer radio show, Dave Meltzer of F4W Online hit on The Undertaker's presumed return to WWE programming here in 2015. According to the Wrestling Insider, Bray Wyatt versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 31 is all but set in stone. At what point this feud will start is the question right now on everyone's mind, and Meltzer has given everyone his thoughts on this topic, and I quote, "I would think they don't pull the trigger until the day after WWE Fastlane. I'm guessing that's when The Undertaker would show up." The Monday Night Raw Meltzer references will emanate from Nashville, Tennessee at the Bridgestone Arena on February 23rd, the day after Fastlane and the pay-per-view on the WWE Network. Additionally, a lot of sources in and around the internet now have confirmed from WWE sources that the company and Taker have been in constant contact through the past couple of weeks. This includes Dave Meltzer himself. The two sides have been communicating since December, which in turn led Bray Wyatt to looking strong and thus giving us those cryptic promos. Taker met with WWE in person on Monday, February 2nd, when Raw came to Denver, Colorado. Due to Taker's presence, there was some speculation that he would return on that show. However, it now looks like the dead man will return later in the month, more notably after WWE Fastlane, which would be that Monday Night Raw following the pay-per-view. All right, this is looking more and more like we're going to see Bray Wyatt versus The Undertaker. A lot of people considered Bray Wyatt a possibility to break the streak, and that's something that I know a lot of my friends, a lot of people wanted to see. Some of you guys mentioned it down below when we were talking about the Undertaker's undefeated streak before it got broken by Brock Lesnar. A lot of people wanted to see Wyatt versus the Undertaker at WrestleMania. Now we're actually going to get to see it. Will the Undertaker's body be able to hold up? You know, how is he going to hold up in WrestleMania after coming off a concussion with Brock Lesnar? So that's going to be a big, big storyline to look out for when we're going to be monitoring the Undertaker back in the ring for WrestleMania. How are these promos going to be set up? What is going to be the story? Okay, we can all crave, we can all fucking drool over a Bray Wyatt versus the Undertaker match. And, you know, Undertaker going into WrestleMania may not need the most intricate story, but most of him being at WrestleMania was built around the streak. Now you have no streak. He's got one loss. He has no more WrestleMania. He's there simply because the Undertaker will always, forever be known and tied to WrestleMania. But now the question is, and this is where I always say, it comes back and it falls back on WWE Creative. Why? Why is the Undertaker and Bray Wyatt gonna go to WrestleMania and have a match? Why? Why are these two individuals fighting? What is the purpose of these two guys fighting? What is the storyline for these two guys fighting at WrestleMania? Why does Bray Wyatt want the Undertaker? Why is he referencing and calling out the Undertaker out of nowhere, man? This is what the WWE has to give its audience. Why? I don't give a shit who you are, man. You could be the Undertaker for all I care. I want to know, especially now with there's no streak. Why are these two guys fighting? Why am I now investing in an Undertaker match when pretty much his career now is definitely on that road to pretty much closing the door, man? I don't understand it. So you got to fill me in. Why are these two guys fighting? You know, they have very similar characteristics. Bray Wyatt, a lot of people are calling him, you know, the new school version of The Undertaker, which there will never be another Undertaker, but you got to fill me in, man. Why are these guys fighting? It's going to be a great match. The promos leading up to it are going to be fantastic. I'm all for it. It's going to add another headlining match to WrestleMania, but you got to let me know why these two guys are fighting. So they did the same thing with Ambrose. They made a mistake with Ambrose. Ambrose and Wyatt, they never developed a story for the couple of month-long feud that those two had. Why were these two going at it in fucking ambulance matches and hardcore matches and street fights? Why? Why were these two going at it? Same thing. They never gave you a backstory on it. All it was this from Bray Wyatt and this from Dean Ambrose. I don't want it to come down to that anymore, man. If you're going to have The Undertaker show up at WrestleMania one time a year, it's got to be meaningful, man. Give us some substance. Why is he referencing The Undertaker? Why is he calling him out? Why is The Undertaker coming back after he has nothing left to prove to fight Bray Wyatt? Give me answers, WWE. That's all I want. Okay? That's all I want out of this feud. Answers. We know it's going to be good. We know the promos leading up to it are going to be good. I just want it to mean something when we finally get to San Francisco. All right? Last week, it looked like WWE was going full steam ahead with Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns in the feud to build for their WrestleMania main event. Dave Meltzer noted in the latest Wrestling Observer that Monday's Raw positioned Reigns in a heelish way. And they did so again with his face-to-face confrontation with Daniel Bryan this week. Reigns also lost to The Big Show on Monday Night Raw. That is believed to be his first singles loss on the main roster, at least on TV. The way they brought up his family on the day after the Rumble seems to contract everything that they did with Reigns this week. The original idea for Roman Reigns at Fastlane was for him to beat a top heel on the show. Daniel Bryan was originally supposed to wrestle Bray Wyatt, and the idea was to help get Wyatt over before his match with The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Oh, how the tides have turned now. So instead of Daniel Bryan putting over Bray Wyatt so he can go on to The Undertaker, now they just position Daniel Bryan to put over Roman Reigns so he can get to Brock Lesnar. So nothing has changed for Daniel Bryan. He's still going to be taking a loss, still going to be pinned at the show, and he's putting over someone else this year, okay? Whether it be Bray Wyatt or Roman Reigns, whatever. Daniel Bryan is going to be the odd man out. All right, he was supposed to wrestle Bray Wyatt to help get Wyatt over for The Undertaker. WWE.com was teasing early on Monday that there could be something brewing between Bryan and Wyatt on Monday Night Raw, but nothing obviously happened on the show. For whatever it's worth, people related to promoting WrestleMania were still under the impression that Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar is still the main event, and Reigns is to be the most promoted wrestler for the show, followed by Brock Lesnar and then John Cena. It's worth noting that WWE has not released any promotional material anywhere for Sting or The Undertaker. Sting's debut and possibly final match will be a major selling point for WrestleMania. By the way, I do not think this is Sting's final match. Undertaker in Texas against Sting, who is also living in Texas right now. That is going to be the main match to draw people in for WrestleMania 32 to sell tickets, man. Even though WrestleMania is going to sell out, WWE is going to have a more daunting task to fill AT&T Stadium down in Dallas, Texas, with over 109,000 people ready to fill that stadium, all right? You're going to need something big to draw all those people and make it the biggest WrestleMania of all time. What better way, besides Steve Austin to come back and retire and have one last match, than The Undertaker, man? Hang up his boots, go against Sting. It's one match everybody still wants to see, and I talked about that a couple weeks back on Off The Script. I'm not going to go into that again, but Roman Reigns, I talked about that, and the uprising of a new tag team, Dolph Ziggler and Ryback. WWE thinking about making those two a team now, and if they do make that a team, plans for WrestleMania, major swerves, major reshuffling may take place. Daniel Bryan may in fact be in the main event in some capacity if they don't have anything for him, because if they do put a team of Ryback and Dolph Ziggler together, where does that leave Daniel Bryan for WrestleMania? You can't leave your biggest face in the company without a top match on the card. So Daniel Bryan might find his way into the WWE Championship match. We might find Daniel Bryan going up against Brock Lesnar one-on-one with Seth Rollins, potentially cashing in the Money in the Bank. We don't know. But Roman Reigns right now, I don't think WWE is going to let up on this. I really don't. I think Daniel Bryan, and I'm sticking to it, is going to be the sheep. He's going to be the puppet to put Roman Reigns over. WWE feels like Daniel Bryan is the right guy to put Roman Reigns over, but I think, like I spoke about on Monday Night Raw review and again on Off The Script this weekend, that Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns, if Roman Reigns pins Daniel Bryan, it's going to blow up in their face. I just think it's going to have negative backlash on what they're trying to do with Roman Reigns, because you can't pin the number one face in the company when the majority of the people want to see him succeed and go over on to WrestleMania to fight for the WWE Championship over Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is not wanted right now, folks. It's not his time. And I've said this many, many times. I'm not going to go into it again. But I just think, and I'm reiterating it to you guys again, I think this is going to blow up in their face big time. It's going to be on the same magnitude as the Royal Rumble. I don't see where WWE is doing this. I don't think WWE really knows what they want or what they want to do. They're trying this out, and it's just going to blow up in their face. And I'm going to sit here when Fastlane comes, when I sit down and do my review, and the first fucking thing I'm going to tell you is I told you so. And I want you to mark that fucking down. If it does happen the way I expect it to happen, I'm coming right on here, and the only thing I'm going to say is I fucking told you so. Plain and simple. All right, so that's what's going on with WrestleMania. I gave you a lot of WrestleMania coverage this week on Off The Script. If you guys missed parts 1 and 2, links are down below to catch up on that. I got the full leaked card potentially for WrestleMania, and I got news on that Ziggler Ryback formation, new tag team WWE's thinking about putting together, which may completely reshuffle how they rework the WrestleMania card. Where does that leave Daniel Bryan? Because Daniel Bryan was rumored to fight Dolph Ziggler. He asked for the match against Dolph Ziggler at WrestleMania, and now Daniel Bryan might find his way into the main event, but I talk about all that on Off The Script. That is in part 2, guys, so go check that out. Link is down below, all right? While Daniel Bryan is facing Roman Reigns at WWE Fastlane for a shot to face Brock Lesnar for the WWE World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania 31, it has been noted that this week, Reigns versus Lesnar is still expected for Santa Clara at WrestleMania 31. This would mean that the previously planned Bryan versus Ziggler match would be back on. Now there are rumors that Ziggler will be making a big heel turn, supposedly. Take this with a grain of salt. This is another discussed storyline topic that WWE might do. One of many things that they might do. The Ziggler-Ryback thing, WWE tested it out this week. They said, or the last report that I read to you guys on part 2, WWE might keep this permanent. There's also another story going around that WWE, if they don't go that route, may turn Dolph Ziggler heel. Okay, and I talked about this a lot this weekend as well. Ziggler will be making a big heel turn. There is a belief that if Bryan versus Ziggler still happens at WrestleMania 31, it would be babyface versus babyface, which is the more ideal situation. If that's true, the heel turn could come during their match at WrestleMania or sometime after. A lot of you people alluded that Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan, the main event at Fastlane, Dolph Ziggler gets involved and screws Daniel Bryan. But for what reason? Again, I need to know why he would do it. It would probably be over jealousy at that fact. But if WWE is still planning to do Ziggler versus Bryan, okay, if Bryan goes under against Roman Reigns at Fastlane, if he puts him over, and they still go ahead with this 5-star match waiting to happen, it needs to happen as babyface versus babyface, man. You don't want to take Dolph Ziggler away from everything he's done and turn him heel. He's worked too hard to get where he is and build this organic chemistry with the audience. You don't want to ruin that. Daniel Bryan versus Dolph Ziggler, man, will tear the fucking walls down at WrestleMania, man. I don't know if there's going to be a roof this year, but they're going to tear that fucking stadium down to the last brick. That match is going to be fucking unreal. Match of the year, easily, before it even happens, man, because I know the quality these two are going to put on at WrestleMania. Face versus face is the way to go. I don't want to see Dolph Ziggler heel. I prefer him as a babyface right now. Back in the day, he did play a cocky heel. He reminded me of an old school Mr. Perfect. But now he's come along. He's grown. We've all watched him grown. You know, we are all excited to see the future of Dolph Ziggler develop. We want the best for him. A lot of people think he deserves the top spot in WWE because he's such a talented worker and he fucking busts his ass. But if he's going to WrestleMania, Daniel Bryan versus Ziggler, face versus face, man, that's the way it should be if WWE still plans to do that match, okay? A promo aired on this week's SmackDown where Intercontinental Champion Bad News Barrett cuts a promo on Dean Ambrose. Barrett does the promo in front of a monitor that says BNZ. The font is similar to TMZ's logo, and Barrett now breaks his Bad News courtesy of the Bad News Zone. This is a play off TMZ being the 10-mile zone. Barrett closed his promo by telling fans to stay tuned to BNZ for more breaking news. No word yet on if this is a new angle Barrett is working or if it's just a one-time gimmick for this week on social media. Please keep this away from WWE television. It sounds fucking awful. You don't need to do anything with Bad News Barrett, man. He was funny the way he was. He was sarcastic the way he was. He was great the way he is right now, man, as a fucking old school brawler who likes to talk shit. And the Bad News Barrett gimmick, man, I was down on it. That shit grew on me leaps and bounds, man. I like the Bad News Barrett gimmick. Keep Barrett the way he is right now and just develop him from there. No need to add this cheesy fucking garbage all because it's in the mainstream and like TMZ, man. You don't need to do it. Keep it away from my fucking television. I don't want to resent seeing Wade Barrett on my TV because he's one of the guys I actually enjoy watching when it comes to Monday Night Raw, all right? 2015 Royal Rumble winner. Listen to this fucking story. This is going to make you hate Roman Reigns even more. 2015 Royal Rumble winner Roman Reigns recently talked wrestling with interviewer Sam Roberts, which you can listen to in its entirety. I might find the link. If I can find the link, I will definitely link you guys down below. You can listen to it in its entirety online somewhere. I don't know where it is, but I took this from one of my dirt sheets. This was conducted prior to the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, okay? The two discussed the negative reactions he's starting to get from the WWE Universe and how it makes him feel. He says, I'm aware of all these things. You have to look at it through many different perspectives. For me, as a provider, as a man, I have a responsibility to provide. I can't look at it and get down on, oh, this is what they're thinking and this is what they're saying. To be honest, I don't really care about what the fans say. I can only do my thing and do the best that I can. The majority of critics, I would say, are people who have no clue on what they're talking about and never been in a wrestling ring, okay? They've never been a public speaker. They wouldn't even know how to lock up with me if I allowed them to. If I gave them the opportunity to lock up and tangle with me in the ring, they would have no clue what to do for them to critique or say anything about any performer is asinine and just blows my mind. it's one of those situations where obviously the company is going to do what the company does, and the fans are definitely going to do what they do. That's what's so great. The fans have to realize that as opinionated as y'all are, and the way you want it, the company is the same way, and they're going to do what they want to do. At the end of the day, I'm just a guy getting rich. Okay? Reigns also had this to say on the criticism he receives, especially on his promos. All I see is my criticism. I'm in a position now that I get a ton of love, which is great, and a ton of criticism, which is great. As long as I'm in people's mouths, that's all that matters to me. As long as people are talking about me, the majority of the time the people that are critiquing and bashing me, they're making me more relevant, I would think. If you didn't want me around, then just don't talk about me and try to make it silent out there. That's not the case because they want it even more overwhelming. You know, noise is noise. That's the thing. Roman Reigns, I didn't listen to this interview, but Roman Reigns came off as being a dick. At the end of the day, I'm just a guy getting rich, okay? Very heelish promo by Roman Reigns there, all right? Like I said, I didn't listen to it, but comes off as a dick. And, you know, he goes on to say that a lot of people, the majority of the critics, they wouldn't know how to tangle up with him. They've never been a public speaker. No, I don't need to be a public speaker, motherfucker. Okay? I don't need to be a public speaker. I've been watching wrestling longer than you've been alive, motherfucker. Okay? This is where I get pissed as a wrestling fan. I've been watching wrestling longer than Roman Reigns has been alive. I know the business from an outsider, being that I don't work in the industry, okay? I know what WWE should be doing better than what they are doing right now. Simple. Okay? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out who to push, what's going on with the trends, how to book a pay-per-view. WWE is doing what they want, and it's failing. It is failing. There is so many parts of the WWE that I would change right now to make it a better show, man. Fuck the politics. Fuck these sponsors. Fuck the networks. You know, people should want WWE on their network, man. Why do you have to fucking do this and do that to keep everybody happy, man? USA should be fucking proud they have WWE on their network, making them money, having people watch your fucking network, man. If WWE wasn't on the USA Network, nobody would give a fuck about the USA Network. There's not one goddamn show on the USA Network that even remotely finds interest in this viewer. Okay? But Roman Reigns, okay, public speaker. I'm going to come on here and be a public speaker every fucking week, man. If you don't show me that you deserve it, if you don't show me that you belong at Wrestlemania, if you don't show me that you are okay with change, if you're not going to invest time in your craft and be different like Rollins and Ambrose are, why should I invest any time in you, man? Why should I speak anything positive about you? You have failed to change. You have failed to change, man. You have failed to grasp the audience of the WWE. Who's ever cheering for you right now is either a woman in her early 30s or a fucking little scrub child in his fucking... he just hit 10 or 11 years old, man. Simple. Nobody knows the product. Those people are not the fans that you want, man. Not. You don't want those people. You want people like me who are going to critique you, who want you to get better. I don't want Roman Reigns to fail. I want him to get better. I want him to prove himself. But he hasn't done so. He hasn't done so. He hasn't developed a character for himself. He hasn't gotten the crowd invested in what he's doing because WWE wants to shove him off a fucking cliff down everyone's throat. And it's fucking sickening, man. It makes everyone want to vomit. Okay? So I'm going to come on here and I'm going to be a fucking critic. I'm going to be a public speaker. I don't need to lock up with you in the middle of the ring, but I see talent and I know talent when I see it. I know a good fucking Monday Night Raw from a bad Monday Night Raw. I know a good match from a bad match. You're not getting anything over on me, man. I know exactly what WWE is doing week to week to week, man. It's so easy to dissect the product. Okay? Roman Reigns is failing in every fucking aspect of what he's doing on WWE TV. Until the day comes where he changes everything about him and makes himself a fucking legit superstar, I am not going to take him seriously, man. I'm just not. And that's my rant on Roman Reigns. At the end of the day, he's just a guy getting rich, folks. He's just a guy getting rich. He doesn't give a fuck about the fans. That's the way he came off here, right? He's just a guy getting rich. He just wants the money. He wants the belt. He wants the fame. This is what he's saying to you. He don't need to get better. Why? Because he's already been chosen by WWE, man. He's sitting in the throne already. He's related to The Rock. He's got a great wrestling heritage. He's the next guy to take the place of John Cena. This is all predetermined already. So when you have that spot already handed to you, you know, a lot of the time people are not going to work to keep that spot and get better because they've been given it already. When guys like Bryan, when they fucking want that spot, they're going to show you they want it by working their ass off, like Rollins is, like Ziggler is, etc., like Punk did, right? And now when they finally get that spot, those types of guys work even harder to keep that spot because they know if you're a WWE superstar and you're the caliber of guy that they are, you can be replaced like that. Roman Reigns is not going to be replaced because of who he is and who his heritage is, man. And because the fact that WWE, Vince McMahon, and Triple H, and Stephanie, and this one and that one, fucking chose him to be who he is, man, in this spot, in this moment. That's fucked up. It is absolutely fucked up. And that's the last I'm going to talk about that before I go on and on. I could talk all day about this and make a whole fucking video on that, all right? Couple more things, guys, before I end this week's Off the Script Part 3. Batista's run in WWE last year didn't exactly pan out how many expected it to be. He had been slated to win the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 30, but plans were changed because of Daniel Bryan. Afterwards, his movie career took off, and after starring in the critically acclaimed Guardians of the Galaxy, he was set to cast as a villain. Actually, he starred in Guardians of the Galaxy, and then he was cast as a villain in the upcoming James Bond movie Spectre. Figure 4 Wrestling Online has provided an update on his contract. According to the outlet, Batista is still under contract with WWE, though there had not been plans for him to return to WWE at one point. It turns out his movie career will now prevent him from doing so anytime soon. There is speculation, should he return, he could end up having a payoff match with Triple H for his final match. He has noted in the past he wished he could have had his final match at WrestleMania against Triple H. I am over Dave Batista, all right? And finally, guys, I reported several videos back here on Off the Script that there had been some controversy with UFC fighter Chael Sonnen and WWE. The former fighter claimed he and colleague Wanderlei Silva were invited to attend WrestleMania the weekend of WrestleMania 31 to have a standoff. WWE then released a statement. There has been no invitation from WWE for Chael Sonnen to attend WrestleMania. However, Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer claims differently. According to Meltzer, Sonnen has in fact been invited to the Hall of Fame ceremony at WrestleMania 31 and WrestleMania 31 itself. The idea is that despite Sonnen's past affiliation with performance-enhancing drugs, he has an opportunity to save face with his public image if he can clean himself up. If he does, he could be used in an announcing role with WWE, as he is known for his talking abilities. Meltzer noted that no official meeting is set up between the two sides, but they will definitely talk. On Silva's end, he confirmed, too, he has received an offer from WWE. He posted the following on his Facebook page: I received a great proposal from WWE, and now I am wondering what you guys think of the idea. WWE has yet to respond to this claim. It looks like to me they fucked something up, and they leaked something they shouldn't have, but I would like to see what Chael Sonnen brings to the WWE announce team if they want to use him in that capacity. Man, that would be very interesting and something that I would like to see on WWE TV, man. Maybe replace him on the announce team, replace JBL, replace Booker T, or just have him fucking be a backstage interview, man. Something. If he's got great talking ability, he should be utilized on WWE TV if they do want to offer him that role. So it should be interesting to see. But that is WWE Off the Script, guys. Thank you for watching. Number 51, Part 3. Closes your weekend. Hope you had a great weekend. I know I did. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below of all the top stories this week from WWE. If you're not following me on Twitter at JD from NY206, if you're not subscribed, man, hit that subscribe button. Follow me here on YouTube for all the latest and greatest WWE news and rumors. If you guys want more additional wrestling content, my friends over at Joe Cronin Show and Justin LaBar over with Chairshot Reality at WrestleZone.com with his boys Eisenberg and Ghoulish, man. Go check those guys out. Link is down below for WrestleZone.com and Chairshot Reality as well as their YouTube page, man. I'll see you guys on Tuesday with a Monday Night Raw review. Until then, guys, this is JD, and I'll talk to you guys very soon.